What is up, my Watt movie realists? Once again, I am back. This is Matt for another real review. And today I'm here to talk to you about, at least for me, one of my most anticipated films of this year and a long awaited sequel for myself. Now You See Me, Now You Don't, aka Now You See Me 3. This film was something I was looking forward to because something I love about the Now You See Me films, they're just pure dumb fun with a fantastic cast, whether that be the cast from the first film, which includes Isla Fisher, Jesse Eisenberg, Dave Franco, Woody Harrelson, or the second batch of Horsemen, which is everyone returning sans Isla Fisher. Well, in this film, we get an even newer batch of Horsemen on top of the returning two ladies. That's right. This film is without a doubt just a beautiful turn. Though some sentences may feel in the story may feel hollow compared to past iterations, or the first film. Let's be honest, we all view that first film on a kind of golden pedestal. It's still an absolute blast. Performance-wise, everyone shows up. Uh, Sans one person, and we'll get to them later when I get into the more negatives of this. But this film was just so fun. And it was so nice after 10 years to just walk back into this world and just fully re-embrace it. Now, when we start this story off, we meet a young group of upstart magicians who are making themselves as the horsemen using tricks that you'd normally see at some place like Coachella, like the Tupac. Think that fake Tupac, where that it was just a screen and projection, and that's kind of what we're getting. We see that done with the horsemen, and then uh, that kind of gets the attention of Atlas, who finds his way to these kids, and he lures them into a job, and that job leads to bringing back the other horsemen, and it all just evolves from there. Um, I absolutely dug it. Is it messy at times? Yes, but it is just stupid, dumb fun to be able to turn your mind off for an hour and a half to 2 hours seeing this film. Jesse Eisenberg hasn't lost a step. It was such a breath of fresh air to have Isla Fisher back in this. Uh, and then Woody Harrelson is Woody Harrelson. And this is easily the best film Dave Franco's been in this year, if you've seen any of the others. Um, Overall, I just really absolutely dig this movie, and I can't say enough about it. Um, were there some people you kind of miss along the way? Yes. Are there other people you see and don't expect to see? Yes. But the journey you go on and the feeling that magic on the big screen again is just worth the price of admission. However, I've got one large negative. And though the overall performance, the scope of the performance was done well, ultimately the weakest player in this film is none other than Rosamund Pike, who plays your big bad, who's supposed to be this German woman whose family has made their fortune off of diamond and diamond mining and everything like that. But the accent isn't German, and it is by far one of the worst attempts at a German accent I have ever heard in all of my years watching them in the few years I've been doing. It is just something that at times when she was talking completely drew me out of her. And I hate that because I love her as an actress and everything else that she did was great. But when she opens her mouth, I'm just like, oh, oh no. And that alone was enough to just like pull me back. Like, mm, and then something else for that, and then I get pulled back out again. And that sucks because ultimately this film would probably be a higher rating if it weren't for her performance and how the accent affects. She does well, does everything she's needed to do. However, I have no idea who told her that dialogue before, and it was god awful to the point where I turned to the person next to me like, "You have an issue with this accent just like I am?" And they said yes. But I was glad to know I wasn't the only one. However, if I'm going to give this film a rating, 3.75 out of 5 rules for me. This film is just so fun, so silly, and silly in a good way. And that's what makes these films for me. So now you see me, now you see me, now you don't, aka now you see me three. There are my thoughts on the film. You can check out my thoughts for Running Man, which should be dropping either later today or at some point tomorrow. And Nick will also be dropping a review of Eternity, the new A24 film. You can check out thoughts for that. Yeah, with that, folks, remember to like and subscribe to everything we do over here at Watt Will Entertainment. Be sure to check out our sister channel, Watt Real Gaming. Taylor's got a lot of stuff that's fun going on over there with the wrestling streams and big in regards to the last one. And check out all the podcasts we do. We're gonna try to bring back Real Talk relatively soon. The Pottercast, our monthly Harry Potter podcast, that's going on, and maybe a few more surprises here. Until then, folks, signing off. I am Matt. This was another Real Review, and we'll see you next time.